Well, you can't win them all. It is unfortunate. The Arizona Cardinals are no longer first place in the NFC West. That title belongs to the Seattle Seahawks right now. They have a one game, or technically like a half a game lead. We have the exact same record at 6-5, but Seattle does take the W. They win. This was a super defensive game, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm not happy whatsoever, but I mean, hey, we're going to discuss it. Coming out of the bye week, you could clearly tell that the Arizona Cardinals offense was not together. This is the worst game that the offensive line has played by far. Paris Johnson, awful game. Evan Brown, awful game. The eye test tells you that. Froholt, awful game. Like, there were just so many bad things to happen, and this was Jonah Williams' first game back as well. I thought he played okay, I guess, but like at the end of the day, as a collective, the offensive line was terrible. There were a ton of penalties by the Arizona Cardinals all day long. Super huge reason why we were also down in this, because we kept punching ourselves in the foot. We would push everything back. We'd get constant holding calls, blocking the backs, just stupid penalties. We're not playing disciplined. That was super clear on paper. And we played bad football, especially on the offensive side. Defensively, I thought we played pretty dang well considering how bad this offense played. Because if we take a look at Seattle's stats, nothing they did was super impressive. Kenneth Walker was shut down the majority of the day. He had 16 carries, 41 yards. Zach Charbonnet, 6 for 22. He had some crucial first downs, so I will give him credit where credit's due. But Geno Smith, 22 for 31, 254, touchdown and interception, did just enough to get the win. But who I'm very impressed with is Jackson Smith-Njigba. 6 for 77, and he also had this screen pass where he just took it for a gazillion yards. Ridiculous. Then he pounded in the touchdown later on. Shout out to him, one of the best receivers in the league, unfortunately in our division. Then you see DK Metcalf, 4 receptions, 59 yards. Kenneth Walker, 4 for 52, and outside of that, everybody else was non-existent, piling on about 20 per pop. But Seattle's defense is where everything kind of shined. The offense was whatever, the defense was on fire, causing pressure all day long, and Leonard Williams had not only 1 sack, but he had 2. He was wrecking the game all day long and just continuously getting back to the quarterback, and unfortunately, he was back there recording 2.5 sacks. 3 tackles, 3 assisted, just wrecking the game. And then Kobe Bryant also had this pick 6 right here, where Kyler Murray, honestly, this wasn't a bad read because I'm not assuming he just expected Devon Witherspoon to make a play like this. Ridiculous instincts. I don't even know how he did that. The change of direction is absurd. Kyler probably didn't expect somebody to keep up foot for foot, but then he threw the pass. Not a bad read. It was pretty open, and then he just overthrew him, and Michael Wilson could not get the reception, and Kobe Bryant took it back for 6. Just super unfortunate right here, and this was such a game-changing play because the Seattle offense was not scoring points, and we let them have this. We kicked ourselves in the foot today. We deserve to lose it. We're getting Marshawn lynched on, so things kind of hurt a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And if we take a look at the Arizona Cardinals offensive game, this is why it was so abysmal. Trey Benson, who got 4 carries today, was our leading rusher with 18 yards. 4.5 a carry, not terrible. I mean, very limited action, but James Conner absolutely shut down. 7 carries, 8 yards. Kyler, 2 for 9. Amari DeMarcado had 1 for 14, but this was on like a 3rd and 18. He picked up 14 of that because Seattle was playing super prevent, stopped him, did not get the first down. So those are really garbage yards. Run game was non-existent. Seattle shut us down. Let's call it how it is. The offensive line, they did not protect Kyler whatsoever. And then I guess technically in the receiving game, our playmakers did some things. Trey McBride, 12 for 133. He has been balling all season long. This is the most receptions by an Arizona Cardinals tight end in NFL history. So shout out to him, or not NFL history, but franchise history. Michael Wilson, 2 for 54. Marvin Harrison, 3 for 47. We were able to pick up yards here and there, but we were not able to convert it to points, and that was the biggest killer. Take a look at the team stats. Also, something I want to point out too is the Seahawks pinned us 5 times inside of our own 20, and I believe 3 times inside of our own 10. Their punter was playing an awful season all year long. The announcer said that constantly in this game. Pinned us deep every single time, and Seattle's defense capitalized heavy. We were able to pick up some yards, not able to put up points just like Seattle. I could argue that the Cardinals shot themselves in the foot all day long. You guys know that. We got the same amount of sacks, we forced the same amount of punts, basically had the same amount of penalties, same amount of picks, just could not get it done. And Kyler throwing that pick 6 really cost us this game. But some things that do stand out too, and you could see this in the game, is third down conversions. 7 for 14 for Seattle. They were basically automatic, shooting 50. We were 3 for 12, could not get things going, and we also were 0 for 1 on 4th on the play I showed you earlier. That turned into a pick 6. That is unfortunate. You cannot have that. There's also another play too where Cardinals fans, you guys might have thought this was a touchdown. I did kind of too, because I thought the limb in would count as just a pylon touch. Like if you got 1 foot down, 1 foot hit the pylon, it counts as 2 limbs in, you're good, but it's just ball placement, so this is not a touchdown. I thought the same thing, kind of thought we got screwed. Then you look it up, you look into the rules, and then you realize this is not a touchdown. Crazy catch, but it is not 2 feet in bounds. It does not count. I know, I thought the same thing, but it's unfortunate. I do want to give love to our defense though, because they were absolutely balling all day long, and Garrett Williams got his 3rd career interception. Just absolutely ridiculous pickup right here. I love Garrett Williams. You guys know that. But like the defense today, 5 total sacks. They even forced an interception, which Geno Smith legitimately has just gifted interceptions to every single team he's playing. He has 12 in 12 weeks. Ridiculous numbers right there. But the Cardinals, I mean, they have a fantastic defense. And although third down conversions weren't fantastic today, the Cardinals only allowed 285 total yards and 1 touchdown. The offense is what let us down, so it's unfortunate to be in the position we're in, but you just got to chalk that to the game, and you live to fight another day. Cardinals shot themselves in the foot today, man, and we are now 2nd in the division with a record of 6-5. It's not the end of the world. Seattle is on top. San Francisco lost. That is huge for us. We need to pray for a Rams loss right now. But I mean, we're not in a bad spot. This is a game that was very competitive. It is an NFC West game. We have them in 2 weeks. We need to focus on the next game ahead of us, which is the Minnesota Vikings, and then we get another chance to crack at Seattle. So we're coming back, Seahawks fans. I can't wait for this matchup. It was a good one. I don't think Kyler even played a bad game necessarily. That was a terrible pick 6, like I said, but at the end of the day, pretty solid game. We just could not put up points. Seattle's defense was blowing everything up. Our O-line was playing awful. Seattle's D-line was playing out of their minds. They shut down the run entirely, and they're not a fantastic run defense, but they came out here and shot us in the mouth, and you got to give them credit where credit's due. Crazy division matchup. We move forward onto Minnesota, and we hope that the division opponents continue to lose so we can get back to first place. We continue marching though. Very unfortunate loss, but it is not the end of the world. Like I said, if you guys did enjoy today's video though, man, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. Let me know your game thoughts down in the comment section below too, whether you're a Seahawks fan, a Cardinals fan, just a neutral, unbiased NFL fan. I want to know where you stand in this game. Who do you think is going to win the NFC West? And what are your biggest takeaways from this game? Because it was very competitive, very entertaining, and the Cardinals still have a chance to get this thing done. So my optimism is still through the roof. We have to bounce back, but coming out of the bye, not a very ideal performance, especially offensively. But we have to continue to tread forward. But with that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.